Time to work out with my new PR plates.
Ryan, that's not what I built those for.
I know, but I just like them so much I had to use them. Let's put them on the wall where they belong.
First, let's show everybody how they were made.
I'm here with Nick in the Barbarian Ax wood shop. He is about to take this beautiful cherry wood and turn it into this. Brandon with Squash Nut is here to see Nick at work.
I heard so many good things about this, I had to see it for myself.
I like to buy my wood from High Desert Hardwood in Eagle. Really nice people, really good quality product. And they actually face one of the sides for us, which is really nice. And I'm gonna run it through the joiner to get a nice 90-degree angle that's planar to this face. That's very important so your boards are straight when you go them up together. The growth rings, you don't want those to be going the same way. I would actually want this one flipped, because you can see these ones are up and these ones are down, and that just helps with cupping and bending over time.
You picked out which pieces of wood you're going to use for your project. What's the next step in the process?
So now I'm gonna start laying it out and get my measurements ready and really focus on the wood grain, getting ready to join them. We are making these roughly 18 by 18. So just give a mark here, that's at 18. I like to make them a little bigger. That way, again, I have room for clamping. And then I even like to label these how they're gonna line back up later, because when you're planing and jointing, it gets confusing which way you had it laid out.
What do I do with my hands?
Sawdust bake.
Sawdust, yeah.
And this is where you use those marks, right?
Yep, that's why I like labeling them so I know exactly which four sides I need to joint. Protecting my finger from getting ripped off.
Oh, that's pretty good. So does Brandon come over for every project to do like your quality control or what?
Yeah, it's been really nice.
I don't even know.
So after you do it, you're just looking for any big chunks, which I don't have any rip out, so.
So you don't actually rub it on your face?
I mean, it works. Yeah, so I call it dry fitting, and you're just looking for any gaps, which I need to run these through again, so. Now I'm gonna get my glue ready. I always just take my first set and always stand them up towards me. Again, having them labeled is really nice. You're gluing, you want to get a nice, consistent, even spread on all the surface area that's going to be glued together. You don't want any gaps. I've used rollers. My rollers, they always get glue on the end and then they stop rolling. So I use this paintbrush, and if it's not doing what I want then I just use my finger. My joints are on first to get it nice and flat to each other before I do the bigger clamping. I'm just gonna let this sit for the next day or two to let that glue really get those joints glued together really well. Alright, so we've let it dry for a couple days now, and now I'm gonna take it off and take it to my drum sander. If you have a planer that's wide enough, you can send it to a planer, but mine's not. Mine's only 12 inches, so drum sander acts as a planer in this case, but just takes a little bit longer. One thing I'm doing when I'm drum sanding is I'm always going with the grain. Yeah, it's just typical sanding practices, but it's really important with the drum sanders. This is motorized and really powerful, so just give you a better finish. Where my drum sander is only 16 wide, I'll do it one way, spin it 180, send it through again. What's nice about drum sanders is you can take as little off as you want. I usually do like 1/8 of a turn, which is about a 32nd at a time. Bending of the drum sander will start slowing down way too fast, then you know you're taking too much off. You can hear it. Like I tell my students at school when we're using this, you can actually hear it. So if it's not doing anything, you know it's not low enough, but then if it's going too slow or it sounds like it's really rough on the machine, then they're taking too much off at a time, especially with epoxy later on. That can be really interesting. Yeah, so now we got it nice and flat. I really like this side. like how it looks. So this is gonna be the side that we're gonna CNC on and put all of our cool design on and all of our details. Now we're gonna do our clear coat, and I've found Moss Epoxy. I found a guy off Instagram that used it, and he really emphasized using LV epoxy, which is low viscosity, so it's not as thick. My theory is for what we're about to do is it's gonna get into the wood grain and help protect it, like when we're doing our details, like our eye dot or the period for the 5 for the weight here. We just don't want stuff to chip out or break out. So I like to kind of help protect those details as well. So it's a 2-part system. This comes with nice pumps, so they're pretty easy to use. So it already mixes the right quantities for you. So it's just one pump to one pump, which is really nice. When you're mixing, you want to scrape the sides every once in a while and the bottom. If you don't get a good mix, well, first thing is it won't set, so it'll just become like a rubber and it'll never set. The second thing is you can get flash curing, so it'll get really hard really fast, which you don't want as well either.
It's gotta be your favorite part.
Yeah.
That's it for today. We gotta let the epoxy cure, and then next time I come back, we'll be cutting out the letters. This is the mica powder, right?
Yeah, and I like Black Diamond brand.
And you said compared to the dyes, it just doesn't bleed into the wood as much?
Yeah, it is a mica powder. It kind of settles more than like travels through the wood grain. So that looks really good. There we're a little low, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. And I like to over pour a little bit because when the epoxy dries, it shrinks. So I like that S is a little low. It doesn't matter too much, but it keeps the depth that you set for the wood better if you over pour. I made this little makeshift lid for my CNC. Cover this up. Just like to shoot air into the box. Epoxy is very temperature based. If it's too cold, it can never set right or cure right, or it takes days and days and days to dry.
So while the other plate is being cut out, that's what you guys can hear in the background. The words are being cut out. Nick is gonna go ahead and start finish sanding this one. You guys, this thing is so cool. And it's like, it's gonna look so much more amazing by the time it's done, but this is awesome. Nowhere near 45 pounds though.
Way lighter, huh? I'm gonna sand this down to about 500-600 for the wood, and maybe up to 1,000-1,200 for the epoxy to really shine them up and polish them. So
Sweet.
yeah.
So Brandon, is that smooth enough yet?
Yeah, pretty good.
Romo on TikTok. Makes an awesome product. He's a fellow woodworker, so he knows what he's talking about. He uses all natural ingredients.
So right now we're just doing one?
One, then I let it sit for a day, and then I'll buff it out, and then I'll do the wax finish.
So I know it goes on here and it kind of conditions the wood, sort of, finishes the wood.
Yep.
Do you also use that in your beard to make it look so good?
Not yet. I know he's working on a product.
Yeah. Oh, you guys, look how much it just makes the wood grain pop. It is so cool. C finishes, he's on TikTok. Is he on like basically all social?
Yeah, Instagram. His name is John Romo.
I'm gonna link that down in the description because I know Nick is a really big fan of his products. So if you guys are interested, you can go down and click the link in the description. We're not getting paid. I mean, this guy doesn't even know we're making these videos. It's just a really good product. So if you're interested, we'll have a link down there.
In a little bit, buddy, okay? Now this will take a lot because it's the end grain, and end grain likes to soak in stuff.
Oh, that makes sense.
Really brings out the beauty in the wood.
So as you guys know, this is Bro Builds, and mine and Dan's whole shtick is that we're bros, not pros. Well, let me tell you, in this situation, I just get to stand back and watch the pro do his work. This is the easiest project I've ever done. I work with Brandon and we sell Squatch Juice, the best energy drink out there. I'll link that down in the description because why not? Go buy some Squatch Juice.
So I'm gonna let this sit now for about overnight, and then I'll take a paper towel and I'll really buff out all the extra oil, and then I'll apply the C finish to keep it in my container here with a nice seal so no sawdust flies on it. My shop's not the cleanest. This has been here for a few days, but I just like to let the oil really penetrate into the wood. So now that was our first layer. And now we're gonna move on to the second stage, which is more of the wax finish. This will make it waterproof and it gives it a really nice feel to it afterwards. This is number 2. So the first one's all oil-based. This one's a wax-based one. I like this one because it does have oil, so it's easier to spread. See how easy that is? Comes out real easily and it spreads real easily as well. Now with this wax finish, when it dries, it will feel like a polished, I don't know, super smooth. It doesn't feel like wood anymore, like plastic almost. So I really like this finish. And again, wax helps it stay waterproof.
It's buffing time. Look at that shine. Nick's just gonna finish getting these buffed out. We're gonna let them cure for a little while, and then he is gonna bring them over and deliver them to my gym. Welcome to my home gym, guys. I work out here about 4 times a week, and look who just showed up with all 3 finished up PR plates. Nick, you did an absolutely incredible job. These things are gorgeous.
Yeah, man, I'm really happy with how they turned out. You can really see the cherries grain popping out, which I really like. And it got a lot darker than when we first put the oil on.
They look absolutely incredible, but now I think it's time to get them put up on the wall where they belong. Nick, I cannot thank you enough for these incredible PR plates. It's seriously like the coolest thing I could ever imagine to just motivate me to do better. So if you guys have a gym or you know someone that lifts, this would be the most incredible gift you could get for any lifter that you know. Available in 3 sizes, right? Yeah. 3 sizes, 3 different prices. These are true to size, life size, 45-pound plates. Absolutely awesome. They're a lot lighter though. So please go to barbarianax.com, buy one of these plates from Nick, or he makes a ton of other cool stuff too. Thank you all for watching, and again, please go support Nick. Go to barbarianax.com, and we'll see you guys in the next one.